Remember earlier when I mentioned Baldur's Gate 3? It did come out early September. It's like an RPG tactical game, kind of like, what was it? Divinity Origin Sin. That kind of game, really popular on Windows. I think previous games may have seen console release, so it's pretty cool that it's on PS5 and Windows. But why is it not on the Xbox Series? Well, it turns out there's like a bit of a parity issue. You see, of course, like you can use split screen on the modern systems, right? And definitely it can work on Series X. It's more than powerful to allow split screen. The issue is split screen is not working or is not really compatible at all on Series S. There has to be like a rule for like parity feature. It has to be exactly the same for both Series X and Series S. And we all know that the Series S, as impressive as it is, but it is less powerful. Specs are lower. It's been a headache for developers. Consumers love it just because of how small and cheap it is. But I mean, like performance issues, low resolution, if not 1440p, lower than that. And not always is there ray tracing. So there's been like somewhat of a delay. I think that there should be a rule change. I think it's going to happen eventually. And I was saying this before, like, like, I mean, yeah, it's great, like, for what it is, but memory problems has been an issue for the Series S, So I kept thinking, like, okay, this is exactly why Sony didn't want to have something similar to the Series S, because they knew that it would, there would be some complications with lower specs and how to make their games work and what features are there, what features have to be cut, or memory limitations, and making the GPU and the CPU work together, and then like conjunction with, what sort of gameplay options and can they be released simultaneously. But then like you think of how it reached for casual audiences, and it is working for casual audiences that love how small and affordable it is. But long term, it's going to be a problem. It may not last the whole generation. I wish I'm wrong, but because of the sort of issues that keep coming up for developers, maybe it might not be long-standing for the entire generation. But then again, that's why there might be a solution from Microsoft on this thing. And I will talk about it because there was a major leak. I don't want to say too much about it for this episode, but there was a major Xbox leak that happened just a few days ago. But yeah, like I do think like we're going to see something similar for I think we're just going to say like an exception, like, okay, like split screen can't work on Series S for Baldur's Gate 3, fine, just release it without Baldur's Gate 3 and just move forward, So that's just how it is. So I think that's why there's like a PS5 digital edition, like the one with like no disk drive, just because like same specs, but no disk drive, no unnecessary complications for developers of like trying to compromise it. I think this is why. So it's a double-edged sword, On one hand, perfect or great for consumers, but a bit of a headache for developers and programmers that have to figure out a way to make the most out of its limited memory storage, how to make the GPU work, how to get a stable performance if they can or can't implement ray tracing as well. So it is impressive how recently, like, yes, for Starfield, I think Starfield on Windows can go up to 60 FPS, but on Series X, it's at 4K, 30 FPS, versus Series S is 1440p, 30 FPS. And reviewers and even channels or people that analyze the tech behind it, like Digital Foundry, did comment how impressive Series S is. Obviously, there's a huge difference, but the fact that it's not really broken, stable performance on Series S, still looks good. It may be 30 FPS, but the results are good. It is a relief to some level. So if there can be some stable compromise, I think the Series S will be fine going forward. But it would be a shame if like all of a sudden developers can't really do anything with it anymore, because then the purchase itself becomes useless unless it's for like Game Pass only, but for like backwards compatible titles, because it's perfect for backwards compatible games, and or even like some games for like the FPS boost. But it seems like even though the Series X costs more money, like 500 and above, it's I think it's the one that may last longer going forward.